Hey folks, this is Vint with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to quickly review Mad Games Tycoon 2. This is a game that you can find on Steam's Early Access program for about $25, and I stress Early Access, that means everything that you're about to see is subject to change. That being said, this is one of the best game dev tycoon games that I've ever played. It started with Game Dev Tycoon, and from there, there are various renditions of that theme where you're, trying to develop games and you're trying to manipulate sliders so that you get the highest rating. Mad Games Tycoon 1, and then by extension 2, when it eventually released, lets you do so much more than that. It is such a good game. I'm having a great time with it. I've streamed it before, but I've been playing it a lot lately because they've added a bunch of new things, and I was like, hey, let's check it out again. Well, we're here. Let's go ahead and take a look at the options menu real quick. Just pause if you want to see any of this in greater detail. But there's game settings there, like auto-save, size of the GUI, and stuff. I might turn that down a smidgen because it is kind of large. But my old eyes. I like the fact that I can blow this up as high as I want. Anyway, graphic settings, just take a look at that. Typical stuff there. And lastly, audio sliders. All right, simple and simple. When you start a new game, you'll be able to choose your company headquarters, your special genre. You can choose your company logo from a series of logos here. You can name your company. You can choose your starting difficulty, your year. Difficulties range from very easy to legendary. Even on easy, I'll just say this, like easy is really easy. I'm having an easy time with it. However, if you're new to the game, easy may still kick your butt if you don't know what you're doing. But I'm glad that very easy exists. You shouldn't have any trouble playing on very easy if you're new to the game. I recommend that first, and then bumping that up as needed. But you'll make insane amounts of money so that you can experiment at your leisure. You can change game speed. I recommend turning down the game speed. That's just how quickly time progresses. As time progresses in this game, new technologies become unlocked that you have to research. And it's very easy to fall behind. Especially if you don't have a large enough research team to keep up. Because if you have a small research team, it takes time to research things. So the more people you have researching, the faster you research. But if you're just starting out, you may only have a couple of people. So I would do marathon or slowly, just so you can, keep up with things at a decent pace. And then you can choose your map. Industrial Park has a tutorial. But you can choose any of those different maps. Now, one thing they recently added to the game was a sandbox, which is all of the things on the left that I just said, right? All of the things on the left, your strategy, or your special genre, your company headquarters, development time. But on the right is the sandbox settings. You could do unlimited money. You can sort of define yourself already. Am I a legendary game company already? Sure. Plus % games sold, console sold, plus % training speed. So if you want things to happen faster, you can totally do stuff like that. Storage space, server power. Yes, you can actually unlock like servers in this game for MMO games. And you can change that. And all of these different options. Again, just pause. But that's the sandbox mode. So there is a sandbox mode, which is everything on the left, which is the standard, and then everything on the right is sandbox stuff. So I love that. They've recently added that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and jump into load game, and this is what I've been working on off camera for the last week or two. And yeah, it's fairly enjoyable. I just want to warn you, I don't know how much I'm going to be able to explain. This is more of a review rather than a how to play video. Let's just take things one at a time. I don't know why I'm moving this. What is this? This looks like some kind of dartboard. I must have clicked on something. Just hit escape. There we go. Okay. So, the interface, it's very busy. Top middle, you can see, your happiness with your contracts, your clients. You can take on side jobs. Instead of developing games, you can actually just take side jobs, whether they be short or long, and just earn money. So that is a thing. But while you're not doing that, you're not developing games. Unless you've got two different dev teams, one working on contracts, one working on games. You could do that. You could have as many different teams as you want. And then on the top middle is like popularity. So right now, real-time strategy games and dinosaurs are currently trendy, whereas adventure and secret societies are unpopular. This trend will continue for 51 weeks. How happy your employees are at that point in time, how if you have any rooms that aren't being utilized. I built this room in preparation. I'm starting my journey in building my own consoles, which is kind of cool. But I'm trying to research all the technology needed first before I do that, because I just started looking into that. Um, so you start the game with a garage. It's very small. I think it's this building here. Don't quote me on it. It's no, it's one of these. Anyway, I think it was this one. You start with a very small building, and this is it. Just this building, and you can build various things. There's on the bottom middle is a build a room. There is development, console development, research, quality assurance, support, marketing, graphics, sound, motion capture, server room, workshop, production, stock room, training room, lounge, toilets. And you can even build items for each of these things. So if I want to build something in this corridor, bench, everything is very well done. I could put a TV in here somewhere, hit R to rotate. So as long as the blue feet are showing, it's fine. Putting things down in the environment keeps people happy. So try and keep, also heating is a big thing. So having these radiators down in key areas to help with that would be awesome. What else? I guess you've got employees, overview of employees, job market, the different this is where you can hire people, and these are all the different categories. Game design, programming, graphics design, music and sound, marketing, game testing, hardware and engineering, research salary. Well, those are just filters, but what you're going to do is you're going to hire people for specific rooms. You can have like a graphics designer work in a research room. He's just not going to be as good at it. His skills are also capped as well. So if I go to, say, this person, on the bottom left-hand corner, it says Holger Johansson. Now, his game design bar is shaded all the way up to the top. But everything else, programming, graphics design, music and sound, they're only shaded halfway. So if I were to try and train him in those areas, he has a cap of like 50 in those areas, whereas his game design is capped out at 100. So it's good to specialize, make sure that you've put the right people in the right rooms, because their limits will be capped if you mix and match. Okay. So I would recommend just paying attention to that. Make sure you're always putting game devs in the development rooms and researchers in the research room and so on. What else we got here? Again, there's a lot going on. On the upper right-hand corner are my current games and on the market. So I've got Battlecraft stories. In the beginning of the game, when you develop a game, you're going to sell to a publisher. And the publisher does all the marketing for you and all that stuff. And the publisher will take things off the market when they're no longer profitable. Battlecraft stories, which is a visual novel that I created, is grossing 8.5 million, but these bars mean that less and less and less and less are being sold. Eventually, it's going to be taken off the market. But it was successful. I made a decent amount of money. Cities XXXXXXXXXL is a play on Cities XL. It's an arcade cabinet. Yeah, that was one of the new things that I noticed with my current playthrough, was that I can actually create arcade cabinets. Like in previous games, you can buy dev kits. So as the Nintendo is released, you can buy the dev kit for it and develop games for it. Well, you can now buy arcade chips. And so as long as you've got an arcade chip, you can develop a game for that arcade chip. And then you've got your own production room. I've got this arcade production room that whenever you release an arcade game, you assign production workers here, and they will make the arcade cabinets and sell them. And on the right-hand side, right now I'm negative 1.2 million, but I just released it. My cost for making this thing was like 1.5 million. But if I'm successful, we'll see that number drop steadily, and so on. There's so much more that I haven't shown you. Again, there's console development here. There's storage for actually making your own games. So at some point you can do away with publishers. You can actually make your own games in-house and then store the games in a storage warehouse and then ship them out as needed. That's really cool. You've got research rooms. I've got two of them. One for easy stuff and one for long, complicated stuff. Um, I'm going to stop automation just so I can show you the research tree as I go. These people aren't doing anything. This is my second development room. I can develop a game, develop engines. That's another cool thing. Rather than develop a game, rather than doing commissioned work, you can develop an engine that you can use yourself. So you don't have to like profit share with anyone else. You can make a game without an engine, but you're limited on the technology that you can apply to it. So if I go to develop engine, for example, and update old engine, I've got 6 of them that I created. I've got an adventure, economic, puzzle, RPG, sim, and strategy. And this little squiggly line with a 4 is technology level 4. That means that I can assign various technologies like graphics and audio. I can assign various things to it at I think it's 4 or lower or something like that, or a minimum of 4. So I have to make sure that I've got, let's go ahead and just show you what I mean. Let's go ahead and develop a new engine. 4 engine features. So these are all the different features. Graphics, primitive 3D vector graphics, there's 3D graphics, that's technology level 4. But I could create a crappy primitive 2D block graphic system here, and it's cheap to do that. I can make an engine solely for that. And then for sound, it'd be primitive sound, technology level 1. Or I can make current level stuff. Or I can just make everything and let the developer choose what they want to use. I can totally do that. It's expensive. $1.8 million to include all of these features in the engine. But the nice thing is, when you're done making the engine, on the very bottom it says sales price and profit sharing. So you can choose a one-time fee for them to use your engine. Sometimes the AI will go, yeah, I want to use your engine, and you'll make a profit on it. So if you're not developing any games, you can just sit there, and if your stuff is priced right, you can make a ton of money just from profit sharing and sales price. I have mine set to 5%, and there were. Let me go to my finance sheet, which is over here. I've got $90 million right now. Engine licenses last month exceeded my game revenues. I had 1.8 million in engine licenses alone and 1.5 in game revenues. That's huge. So like don't skip out on the engine building, I guess, as it were. Go ahead and make an engine or two and let the AI use it. It pay you for it. It's really cool. I love that system. Now that was there a long time ago. I've seen this feature before, but it's still something that new players often miss. They're too focused on the games and don't realize, oh, I can make an engine? Now I can make arcade cabinets, now I can make consoles, and there's just different ways to make money. You can even, I've got a customer service center over here. I'm doing customer support. Right now they have no emails, so I'm going to switch them over to something else. Manage fan shop. Here I can set IPs and prices, like these are all the different games I've created. 000007, One Better 2, 24,000 Days to Die, Arbor Day, Arcade Alien Chess, and so on. And I can just create, different things, like take orders. They'll just go ahead and just earn money for me. Yeah, t-shirts and mugs mainly. So they're going to make some money for me while they're not doing customer service. So yeah, these guys need to do something. I can develop an engine. I can update an existing one. Let's see if any engines need to be updated. Adventure 4.9, Puzzle 4. Okay, let's go with RPG. Actually, RPG. And yeah, so 3D graphics is, I think, new to me. Let's just enable all of that. Hit check. And set version number automatically. It just numbers it automatically for me so I can keep track of what's been updated. I'll hit check, and now these guys will update that RPG engine to 4.31 with the new stuff. And as I research things via the research areas, new engine features become available for me to add to these engines. Oh, here's an example statement. DGA Sim 4.29. That is an engine I have. The developer TLO has licensed your engine for Star Kingdoms 3. The invoice has been sent to you. They made $7.1 million. My set profit share was 5%. So I earned $358,000 just for just for them using my engine. I didn't ask for any down payment. It's just a flat 5%. I may be able to increase that 5% to maybe 7, see if I can get more money, but I've got $90 million. I'm not too worried about it. You can expand your space as you play by buying these house areas. It's not like other Game Dev Tycoon games where you have to move your entire building to a new area and you have to rebuild everything. You just unlock new property. This is 35 million just for this property alone, which is quite expensive. This one is like, yeah, 63 million. I could if I wanted to. I'm just choosing not to. I will need to at some point. Let's go ahead and unpause and let things play out for a little bit. Right now, my arcade cabinet is down to minus $500,000. Pretty soon, I'm hoping sales. There's 3,537 orders right now. So we should be fine. As long as my team down here can keep up with that, which it looks like they are. Yeah, they'll make me that money. Oh, yeah, $250,000 in the hole. Research is done here. There's genres, topics, engine features, gameplay features, hardware, console features, miscellaneous, and support. Support points to another building and supports them. So I can have this team, rather than make this room bigger down here, I can tell these guys to support these guys, which is kind of cool. But I do have an outstanding engine feature, improved physics level 3, that will allow me to upgrade my engines here in this dev room further. So I'm constantly using these guys to update my engines as needed. We've got a lounge so people can relax and have fun. Oh, Mad Games Award. I don't know if I won anything, but probably not. Oh, I just made $5.5 million on another engine license share there. 5%, I'll take it. Okay. Unfortunately, this video is 16 minutes in. I'd love to show you from start to finish what it's like to actually build a game. Oh, I got another $1 million just from profit sharing with these guys. Okay, I'll take it. Yeah. There's a training room so that you can train your people, but like I said, depending on who you hire, they're going to be soft capped or hard capped at certain levels. This game tester here can go to 100 on the game testing, but 50 for everything else. So yeah, just keep an eye on them. These guys are done. Let's go ahead and do develop engine, update old. We'll do puzzle and enable all, and 4.31. Okay. And again, as I research more things, I'm going to have to just update this again and again and again. It's just a constant update, but it's worth it. I'm earning so much money doing that. Even having a third dev team to help with that, I don't see why I wouldn't. There is a QA team over here. As I mentioned earlier, there are sliders in this game. I don't know if I can see them now. Maybe there's under the management tree. Charts, financials, own games, info history, subsidiaries, management, publishing offers, budget game, game of the year, prices for arcade, MMO subscription, console selling, remove game from market. Dev kits. Okay, here's cool. Dev kits. As I mentioned, new dev kits will hit the market depending on the year. There's the Pony Game Station. It has a 67.8 million user base. Market share is 35%. The tech level on that is 4. I'm going to go ahead and buy that so I can start developing games for it. Some of these other ones, Nintendo 64, which is a play on 60, or 63, I'm sorry. I'm going to go ahead and buy that, even though I probably, we'll see. I can develop for a total of 4 games when I'm making a game, so I don't want to go too crazy. Dev kits owned. I own the personal computer, the Macintosh, the arcade system 1800, which is for the arcade cabinets. And then these other ones, the Sega Mega Deck, Super Nintendo system, which I'm really no longer using at this point. What else we got here? Company name, logo, bank, customer support, fan shop, licenses. Yeah, you can actually buy licenses for your games. Beverly Mountain Cop 2, for example. You can buy the license for it and then attach it to the game that you're creating so that it gets more hype. Battleship. So these are just plays on various movies. Phalians, Hello Cassie, Lowlander, Scar Nose instead of Scarface. You get the idea. Everything's a play on words on this game. I could have sworn there was a way to view reports from here. It's just there's so much. Disables room icons. No, that's just a filter for that. Distribution. Okay, that's another. I got $250,000 from that. Awesome. Licenses. Anti-cheat software. That's another thing you can add to your games. Some people hate it, but, you know, it prevents you from losing money in certain situations. Prices, packaging. Yeah, there's a way to look at them. I just don't own games, maybe. Reviews. There we go. So I can see all of these things. You can even make free-to-play games at some point. Again, consoles, IPs. I'm going to go to reviews. And these are all the different games I've made. Shonly, yeah, I guess up to 40. I could have sworn I made. Oh, this is by name, I think. No, this is press reviews, user reviews. Okay, so yeah, SimWorld, SimDoctor, SimDoctors. You can make sequels. That's why there's 2 of those. But if you click on them, you can see how well they did. There should be a way to user reviews, maybe. No. Okay. Yeah, I know there's a way to see it. I just don't know where it is. There's a way to see game analysis. That might be it. Cities XXL. Okay, so this is an example of the slider screen that you will see when you're developing a game. And you can see, you know, you can priority for games. You can do sliders for gameplay, graphics, music, and controls. And then you can set your target group and your genre and so on. You can choose game length, game depth, beginner friendliness, non-violent core gamer. There's more, but my UI is kind of blown up right now to see everything. But you get the idea. You can adjust these sliders and then develop the game. And if you get the right stats, if you get the sliders in the right places, your score goes up. Your review score goes up for that game. So it's like and then you get feedback. You can create reports from your QA department to see where you might do better next time. I think there was actually, it was turnover, mobile, or what was that? Game analysis. And then there was a mailbox thing somewhere. There it is. Many fans have written that they are satisfied. Okay, that's a bad example because they really liked this game. Let's find a game that was Sim Clinic, maybe. There we go. Some fans think that Sim Clinic was too short, meaning that you should extend the play time or the length more, like positive. Much too casual. So less casual gamers, more core. So you want to adjust the slider for core gamers more toward core. So little things like that. You'll get emails telling you what they prefer. And again, that's just for a particular type of game too. Like, you know, there's adventure, there's, RPG, strategy, and so on. This review has gone on for 23 minutes. I think this is a good stopping point. I know there wasn't a whole lot of gameplay, but that's not the point of this video. This point was to kind of show you around a little bit, show you what you can do, and I haven't even showed you everything. I can create my own production lines and market on my own rather than use a publisher at all. It's a fantastic game. For $25, highly recommend it. If you guys haven't already subscribed to me on Twitch and YouTube, that way you can stay up to date with any new content I happen to publish. This is Vince, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys next time. Take care.